ball. Their secondary's kind of been suspect. They thought you'd throw the ball maybe more early.
Yeah, you know, that was a plan to hit them on some play action passes. We never got to them. We just, to me, you know, and I know Danny's going to, you know, talk about the defense. I thought they played well, good enough for us to win. I just couldn't get 3rd and 1. You know, and I'm just going to make that my mission in life the next week and study that and try to understand that. But you got to get freaking 1 yard in football to win a football game. I mean, it's 1 freaking yard. And that's where I'm at right now. To me, that's the whole football game, is us getting 1 yard. We get 1 yard in those situations. We're up here talking about we won, in my opinion.
Danny, you mentioned it, pretty consistently 3rd down defense, 4th down defense. I know some of those were penalties, some of those were calls that maybe went against you guys. What were the main factors, you think?
Execution. Very first one. Cause the turnover, we get the ball, the 5-yard line on 3rd down. The second one, we have a guy come scot-free to the quarterback, doesn't even touch him, lay a hand on him, should be a sack. Now, it's a true freshman, and he's got to learn how to play in those situations, and we're trying to put some of our best players with opportunities to make those plays. He can be a pretty good player someday. He's not right now. He's got to make that play. And then we can't relax in coverage and they get a good review, and that changes in my opinion, that changed the momentum of the entire game. Because now we're going to have, not only do we stop them on the 5, we're going to stop them back up again because that ball's on the 10, and pump back to our offense who just went down and scored to tie the game, or just went the 5 yards to score to tie the game. We have 2 opportunities on 4th down. Really frustrating when you know what the play is, and you call a defense that is set up to defend the pass, and you lose contained by the outside rusher whose aiming point should be gut field, shoulder to back. So we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It's all execution. Tonight, and I talked about it earlier in the year, Colorado, I took the blame for that. We've got to coach them better to execute. Because the stuff we were doing, they were there to make plays. They've got to make plays. And so we've got to coach them better to make plays. But both those 4th downs, the only 4th down that I can see, the very, very last one, when they looked over the sideline, I changed the defense because I thought they had changed into a pass because of our front. And they ran it right down the middle where I alleviated that dropper. That guy blitzed. We've got to execute better. And if we execute better, they won't be 7-14. We kick the ball like Coach said on Ashari, that's on 3rd down. Kalen Thomas gets a late hit on a 3rd down, roughing the quarterback in the red zone where we're going to get off the field. We are making mistakes that's allowing them to continue drives. That is on us. It has nothing to do with what we're doing. It has nothing to do with the other team. That's the sad part. We talk about a faceless opponent. If we do our job, it's a different outcome. And we were in position to make plays and didn't make them. So we've got to coach them better to make sure they make the play.
Rob, what are you learning about Jaden and how he's handled the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I thought he did a tremendous job. You know, he never looks for the easy way out. You know, a lot of guys would have, you know, he got a little banged up and they might have been trying to, you know, hide over there on the sideline. He's not like that at all, man. He's a fierce competitor. You can trust him. That's the main thing. As you look, what was he? We had 20 of 20, you know, 20 of 29. No interceptions. Takes care of the football so that you don't have to worry about, you know, making calls and this true freshman out there and, hey, we got to worry about making this call because he might throw a pick. I don't have that anymore with him. All right, and so that's a great feeling to know that we have a quarterback that I don't have to worry about the play calls, that he's going to put the ball in jeopardy, and he can get us out of trouble. He did some hand signaling today and some checking off tonight, which I was very proud of. You know, like a veteran quarterback, and did a great job getting us into good looks, and also checked us into some good looks, but got us out of some bad looks too. So I was very proud of him tonight.
This is now the second week in a row where Herm's kind of mentioned that the team is playing with more emotion than passion. Does that kind of surprise you that this is now the case, like the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, you know, we went on the road and we had those 2 big wins, and then so you start thinking it's a perception that, you know, the players have, and coaches, you know, we can too. But you start thinking, you know, you deserve to win. But what they got to understand, and what we all need to understand, is the cycle starts all over again on Sunday morning. The cycle starts all over again. You don't deserve anything except the work that you put in that week and how you come prepared, and then how you show up for the game on Saturday. And I'm frustrated because that was the best week of practice offensively we've had all year. They were refocused. They practiced great. Brandon Ayuk had best practice he's had since he's been here on Wednesday. It was phenomenal. And Jaden too. So just disappointed how we started out. And like I said, man, it seems a whole lot worse than what it is. If we stay on schedule on offense and pick up those 3rd and 1s, it's going to be a totally different deal for everybody.
So, Danny, when you look at what Joshua Kelly did, especially in the first half, I know you talk about execution, but also like lack of physicality, you think, at the line of scrimmage?
Big time. When you're getting knocked off the ball, now a couple of them they cut behind some of our games. I didn't think our secondary was as aggressive as we had been in the previous games, and I thought we got knocked off the ball a little bit up front. That could lead into what you talked about coming here. I don't think we handled this LA trip well this year. We won last year at USC and did some things, but I think there were some distractions that we didn't handle well, that we can structure better on each side of the ball with what we're doing with those guys. And I think when it's attention to detail in everything you do. And when those little things get away, that affects how physical you're going to play. I mean, this is a mean, nasty game, and if you don't get yourself mentally ready, it shows up. And it showed up. When you give up 219 yards rushing, it means you're soft. That challenge them. I'm challenging them. They're going to hear it from me all week. We had over 200 yards rushing against these guys last year, and I'm sure they got challenged. Well, we better show up next week, and we get a week off. We get a bye week to prepare. Well, we got another LA opponent coming into town, so we better get ourselves ready to play and bounce back.
One more note, Danny, when you say distractions, do you just mean playing in front of family and friends?
A little bit, I think so. I mean, it was, it's all during the week, the tickets and all that stuff, and a young team doesn't handle those things well. What is that? That's an excuse, okay? So we've got to be able to structure that better for them so that it's not a distraction, so we don't use it as an excuse. I think the fine details of all those things lead up to the final product. And we got to give them a better chance.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Real quick, before everybody leaves, I've received a lot of wonderful thoughts and prayers just to update you guys. Thank you for that, okay? It had nothing to do with today's performance. Just to let everybody know, so my mom went into a routine surgery for her stomach, had some complications that did go into cardiac arrest on Tuesday for about 45 minutes, okay? They were able to save her at that point. It's been quite a battle. She is still fighting. She's a tough old bird. She's fighting her tail off. There's been some positive improvements in that deal. When you go into cardiac arrest, you have no idea what the brain activity. Well, they did a scan today and it came back positive from what we know. I got that news right before the game, and then I asked no more updates until this was over because there was nothing I could do from here. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I'm a huge believer in the power of prayer, and the prayers and thoughts that I've gotten from Sun Devil Nation has been awesome. So thank you. Keep them coming because they mean more than you know. She's going to battle her tail off. So thank you, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.